So I was at the drive-thru of Taco Bell yesterday waiting for my steak chalupa with no tomato, and I watched with no small amount of surprise as what appeared to be both Bambi and his mom cut in front of me, hollered something through the window, and then awkwardly hurled a ball of mud that was portly fashioned into the shape of a grenade at the confused employee. Awkwardly hurled. That's an odd turn of phrase. How about tossed poorly? I don't know. This is Vox, and you're listening to Not Really Radio. Both deer took off so fast afterward that their cigarettes fell from their mouths. It took them a long time to disappear, though, because smoking is very bad for you and makes aerobic activities difficult. I pulled up to the window and made sure the girl was okay, and then immediately told her how she would be safe from deer attacks at the Not Really Radio event at Covenant Church on Saturday, April 30th at 7 p.m., before I asked her what it was they threw at her. To my relief, the girl assured me that she would, in fact, be in attendance on April 30th, and then she said, quote, "They just threw a ball of mud and leaves at me, made some weird deer noises, and then ran away. Deer are stupid," unquote. You know, this is not an isolated incident either, Tecumseh. I'm getting more and more reports of people encountering deer waging guerrilla warfare all over town. Instead of guns, though, they attack with mud, sticks, and sometimes poop. The spears and slingshots they've been seen carrying are typically useless, due to them not having opposable thumbs or, in fact, fingers at all. There had been some concern about a tank, but last sighting of that involved it trundling toward Adrian completely unmanned because deer can't drive tanks. So that's good. Except maybe for Adrian. Sorry, Adrian. So far in this bizarre ongoing story, there are two credible threats to be on the lookout for. One is the deer whisperer herself, himself, herself, themselves, we just don't know yet. If you have not heard, this is the person wearing deer antlers and carrying a howitzer like a shotgun who is credited with organizing the deer and arming them with their admittedly pointless weapons. Stay away from that person. If you see them, contact the FBCI immediately. The other credible threat is really nothing new, but eternally annoying, and that is deer who have taken to using their bodies as surface-to-car missiles. There's no telling when one of them might launch from the woods and into your grill, so be on the lookout while you're out there driving. The third issue is really less of a threat and more just colossal annoyance, and this lies in the brazen way which these beasts have turned so many of our flower beds into buffets when we are not looking. You know, I agree with the girl from Taco Bell. Deer are stupid. In other news, nothing new on the talking fish drama. Maybe they decided Tecumseh wasn't for them? It wouldn't surprise me. Between the Canadian geese and the hydra living down by the wastewater plant, I would not want to be a fish in Tecumseh. Speaking of geese, I saw one the other day walking through my yard. It had something white hanging from its bill. I didn't get any closer because, why would I? So really I'm only guessing, but I feel like that white thing resembled a swan feather. Just saying. Akaname. They really are gross. There are more and more reports of garbage trucks being stolen, compost heaps being swam in, and dumpsters being tipped over. The FBCI is on the case, but our visiting cryptids are extremely elusive. Plus, as a note thrown at me from a black nondescript government vehicle stated, quote, "They're gross. And so darn slippery, like really slippery. You would not believe how slippery they are," unquote. That's all right, boys. We're rooting for you. Plus, rumor has it Chester Chase may be back in town, so if you can't handle it, maybe he'll step in. A listener recently told me they saw him down by the products building nests for unemployed birds. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Until next time, this is Vox, and you've been listening to Not Really Radio.